So Hazel, welcome to Inverness for the Chamber Dinner. Tell us a little bit about your background in terms of how you actually got into broadcasting in the first place.
Well, it's something that I'll be talking about in my little speech tonight, but the whole essence of it, sort of cut down essence of it, is that I was always a lover of sport ever since I can remember. Probably the Munich Olympics of '72 was the defining moment televisually of my life, because it sparked a lifelong love of the Olympics and an absolute insatiable appetite for gold, silver and bronze moments. And it formed a whole way of thinking for me. It was all sport. I loved sport, and my dad was a hugely sporty person. He was always hauling us up mountains, and wherever we went we had to conquer something, so we had a sense of competition and outdoor living and all that sort of stuff. And it's just something I was always brought up with. I was brought to go and watch football, watch Dumbarton Football Club. I was taken to see both Rangers and Celtic in Glasgow whenever each of the clubs had a better match. My dad would take my brother and I occasionally, not all the time, but he meant it to be a real education, and it was. So it was something it was absolutely ingrained in me, sport. Mm-hmm. So I played it, and then really I started to write all the match reports. I copied the match reports for school and university. So when I think back on it, people say, how did you do it? I sort of been a sports journalist since I was 10, I just didn't know it. And so therefore, when someone said, what do you want to do in broadcasting, it was a penny drop moment. It was kind of obvious. It was a bit of a no-brainer.
When you do the inevitable kind of Google research thing...
There's not much there, is there?
There's a few bits and pieces.
That's good.
There's a little bit of doubt, though, over whether you did an art history degree or just a history degree.
No, that's very interesting. I started out in a joint honours degree with English as my first love and history of art. But my love of history of art superseded my love of English. Chaucer and I didn't really see eye to eye, and Old English and I definitely didn't see eye to eye. At St Andrews, and I was absolutely fascinated because I'd done history of art. My mum was a ceramic artist, had her own business, and so again that art side was ingrained in me and my family as well. So I did higher art to a reasonable standard, and the history of art side of that course at school just really pinged a lot of bells in my head as well. So I actually went to do English, but my love of it superseded the study of English, and I went on and did my honours in that, and I did my dissertation in post-modernism. It's still in the library apparently.
The interesting thing though is the connection between that degree, and I think for young people who are maybe doing the degree just now and have decided it's not really the direction they want to go in.
Yes.
The degree you did, there doesn't seem to be an obvious connection with what you're doing. Is that fair? And if so,
I think it's a very fair point. And you must have known that Leonardo da Vinci was a great left back for Roma, clearly. But no, seriously. I think it does show you that if you get a degree, it doesn't have to be vocational. And I think if you get an arts degree, or even a science degree, a general science degree, or you can pick your chosen channel of interest. I think as long as you have shown to an employer that you can stay the course and you can apply yourself successfully with passion and enthusiasm, and you have a love of your subject, I think that shines through, and I think that is worth more than the piece of paper that you come out of a university with. And I think also the opportunities at university or college or whatever you choose, it's not just the academic opportunities that are important, it's all the other things that you do that add up to the whole. It's not just the sum of the parts is the degree, fine, but the actual extracurricular things that you do are hugely, hugely important for me. And I found that at school and university. I was never away from the gym hall. I was a member of the hockey team, the athletics team. I ran the athletics team. I played netball to reasonable standard as well. So I did all of that, and that was just a part of being at university. And I didn't, because I had a love of sport and I had a love of my subject. So yes, you're right, and I think I wouldn't change it because I still have a passion for it, and I would still bore you rigid around an art gallery even today, if you were to go with me, Ian. But yeah, so I think definitely it doesn't have to be vocational. I think you can do lots of things, and I think you can still have opportunities outside of your narrow field of interest.